not like I'm about to be talking shit, but like it's more so like, wow, this is what you're giving in 2020, 2021. Hey YouTube family and friends, it is me, KiVonShe. Probably wondering where the hell have I been, but much like the rest of the world, a pandemic happened and things had to come to a stop. Basically, the entire pandemic, I've been working the whole time, and the type of schedule that I have just absolutely did not allow for me to sit and have time to create or do anything. Pretty much I was working or sleeping, and that was about it. However, I got a hold of my schedule, and I think I'm definitely gonna be able to push content during this time. I took the time in 2020 to pretty much reflect on how I want to come back, the type of content that I want to put out, and the way that I really want to go about attacking it as well. So I'm gonna just do me and, you know, roll with the punches and the changes that came with the coronavirus and the way life is going to be lived now, and just do what I need to do. So today's video, I just wanted to start it off by using an eyeshadow palette. Throughout the pandemic, I was still subscribed to BoxyCharm, and I was still buying some makeup as well. But what I was purchasing myself, like online, was like foundations and stuff. But in BoxyCharm, they would still send me palettes like every other box. So I have a nice little size collection of eyeshadow. I just wanted to come on camera and just every so often I'm just going to introduce some of these eyeshadow palettes because I honestly have not really used them. So I don't know if I like them. I don't know if they're good, patchy, whatever. So we just going to hop into it. So today's eyeshadow palette that we're going to be reviewing and demoing is going to be the Natasha Denona Peak palette. It comes with 5 eyeshadows. These shades are as follows from my left to right. It's Shine, Amara, Thorn, Jasper, and Aya. So really quickly, just gonna do a swatch. I don't even know how to even talk makeup no more. What do they do? I'm gonna rub this shit on my arm, okay? So you can see what it looks like against somebody my complexion. So first we're gonna start with Shine, and that's the shimmer shade. Then we're gonna go with the more mauve shade, and that is Amara. Then we're gonna go with Thorn, and it's the brown shade. Really quickly though, I will say that the texture of the eyeshadows is like a very like creamy texture, but it's not cream, like it's soft, very buttery. Then we're gonna go in with the orange shade, which is Jasper. Jasper is very rich. And then we're gonna get into this last shade, which is Aya, and it's that very pale pink. So these are the shades. So we're just gonna jump right into this video. I feel like I've been talking way too freaking long. So first and foremost, I've already hydrated my face and moisturized it with the e.l.f. Hello Hydration. I think it's Hello Hydration or Halo Hydration, whatever. It's e.l.f. They have a new skincare line, and this is one of the products, one of the moisturizers from that line. So we're just gonna go in with our primer. So this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. I promise you, e.l.f. is not sponsoring this video. They don't know me like that, but they have been responding to my tweets, so try to get sponsored. So we're just gonna go ahead and apply this on my face. Now, I have oily skin, but I find lately, especially during this pandemic, that I don't know, what was the purpose of really putting on any type of like matte products? We weren't going anywhere, so I just kind of wanted to experiment with extra hydration and what that would look like underneath foundations and such. This is like my second time using this particular primer, and It feels very silicone-y, kind of sitting on the skin, but we will see. Next, I'm gonna do some underpainting, I guess you would say, and concealing. First, I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Chestnut. So things that's been happening during the pandemic. So let's see, the pandemic kicked off for us, for my job, March 17th was really like the day. They were like, y'all ain't going nowhere, you ain't doing nothing. Like, there was a stop movement on everything. Couldn't take leave anymore, no vacation, and just trying to figure out like what the hell is going on with the world. Here, I'm just correcting around my mouth. You know, just get rid of that little mustache shadow. But yeah, things got freaking crazy. And honestly, for me, like being a healthcare worker, it was just like, okay, this is another, you know, what do I want to use? I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. But for me, it was just, you know, like another thing. Like, okay, I'm not going to do anything different. We're going to take care of these patients and it's going to be what it is. Was it a little bit frustrating being told like we can't go on leave or vacation or anything like that? And for anybody who don't know what that is, I'm in the military. So yeah, so we put in time off. So all that stuff basically got canceled. And unless you were a mission essential worker, much like in the civilian world, you couldn't move. So people couldn't PCS, or like some people, if they were active duty, they could move, but their families couldn't move because it was just too high risk. So it was just really crazy. I'm also going to use this underneath my eye because I'm not really trying to like highlight or anything yet. I just want to get this portion right here, and then I'm going to do the rest later. But yeah, so it just was crazy. So in the middle of all of that, I switched jobs. So I went from healthcare to working in another area across base, where when people join the military, basically I'm like a drill instructor. So doing that during this time, you know, has had its challenges, but you know, we're working nonstop. So there's that. So with that work schedule, it was just absolutely nuts. I was just tired all the time. Next, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. This is with a matte finish. I have used this concealer before. This is what it looked like. This is the shade. This is the shade Deep Cinnamon, y'all. I have used this before. You definitely have to work fast. But anyway, all this stuff was going on and it was just crazy. And it was an adjustment for everybody because it seemed like every week, honestly, every 5 minutes, every second, like information was changing like rapidly. It was absolutely crazy. But, you know, we have to be flexible. We have to be able to adapt. And, you know, because we're getting people's sons and daughters still joining for whatever reason that they have. And we still have to be able to protect them. And again, for me personally, having a medical background, like I'm always going to put my health and the health of other people's children, and husbands and wives, sons and daughters. I'm going to put their health first. I'm also going to go on top of this just for a little bit extra highlighting. And this is the same camo concealer, but this is in the shade medium beige. And just a little bit, because obviously you see it's not my shade. Now I'm going to use the e.l.f. Total Face. I told you I don't know makeup products. Total Face Sponge. Again, not sponsored by e.l.f., but there will be another video that's going to be full of e.l.f. products, so y'all pretty much see like why I'm caping for e.l.f. right now. Anyways, so all this stuff was happening, boom, boom, boom. My schedule was crazy. In that, I just kind of started feeling like once I started to get a routine, I just kind of started feeling upset with myself and kind of lazy, because I was like, okay, I got a routine, I transitioned, I feel like I'm able to function a little bit. Okay, now let me get back to myself. Let me get back to my page. Let me get back to photography. And then every time I would sit to do it, I just didn't want to. Like, I just felt a little bit defeated, and I felt like I had no direction. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So for the longest, you know, I just started like dabbling in wigs, because sometimes, like, I noticed, you know, this happened to me before back in like 2015 when I was depressed. To get through my depression, I started making wigs, buying wigs, and doing makeup. So I started like buying wigs nonstop. And then I was like, wait a minute, I must be like slightly depressed about something, because the last time I did all that, I was actually depressed. So I really just started looking at it, and I'm just like, okay, I need to get back into what makes me happy. And honestly, doing this, I never started YouTube to be an influencer or like a creative. I started it because I want to eventually get into motivational speaking. I'm just buffing out the edges right now. I want to get into motivational speaking, and I'm really good at speaking, but I was like, okay, when people are really listening to you and really absorbing, it used to give me anxiety. So I'm like, okay, what's the most uncomfortable situation that I could put myself in to try to power through? And to me, it really is like sitting in front of a camera, in front of YouTube, and being able to put your personality through a camera or a phone to send to other people to watch. And you're doing it, and there's no extra stimulus around you to hype you up or to do anything like that. It's very uncomfortable. And starting, like, I was extremely uncomfortable, and I felt like all my videos were dry as fuck, because I'm like, this is weird, this is awkward. But I feel like if you can push through and you can just be yourself to an audience of just you or your pets, and you can still elicit laughter and emotion and just conversation in the comment section or whatever through random people or not so random people that you know on the internet, then you can do anything. Because this is not easy. Putting yourself out there is not easy, especially for anybody who wants to make this a career. It is hard, and it is hard work. So not only is it hard work, like editing everything, but just sitting down and not feeling goofy is tough. Before I set everything, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the foundation. And this is also gonna be the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and shake this up. Look at this, y'all. It took so long for like e.l.f. to give us a pump. Like, damn, I was just like, why are all these companies and they have like, they look like this, but I gotta like pour it out. I do want to talk about this packaging though. Like, this is $6. It's $6, but it got like a frosted matte finish. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the shade, Latte, which is deep with olive undertones. I have an olive undertone. This is $6. Oil-free satin finish. It says to apply a small amount starting at the center of the face and blend it outwards using the fingertips, a sponge, or a foundation brush. Layer as needed for more coverage. So I'm just going to maybe boom, boom, right? That's what we're doing. I'm using this same brush just because if there's just extra concealer product on there, all it's gonna do is just make me more flawless. Yeah, like I was saying, this is hard, yo. It's hard and it's uncomfortable. But honestly, nobody gets better unless you are comfortable with being uncomfortable. Are y'all seeing? Look at e.l.f. I can't wait to post this video about why I go up for e.l.f. Like, I'm literally dedicating an entire video that's coming soon to e.l.f. because they silently just did it. I'm hoping to get back in the groove of this or whatever. As y'all can hear, like, just listen to this video and listen to older videos. Like, I used to be so monotone, and that's not my personality at all. So I'm just really excited. I signed back up for school. I was already doing online schooling anyway. But I signed back up for classes so I can finish and finally get my freaking bachelor's degree by this fall. I'm gonna go and set my face with, okay, blame Andrea Renee, okay? I'm gonna plug her stuff in here somewhere. Blame Andrea Renee, because when I finally got time to watch everybody's videos and stuff like that, everybody that I'm subscribed to, I ended up watching where she got like a whole PR kit from e.l.f. and it was the middle of the night. Nothing good happens in the middle of the night. So I got off of there and I was like in the middle of her video, I paused it and I spent like $100 on e.l.f. products. e.l.f. is not expensive. So $100 worth of products, I bought like 20 some things. Like, it's crazy. And I got more stuff coming in. But anyway, this is in the shade medium. And I really like the container. You can control it. I've dropped this a couple of times and nothing was splashing all over the place. So definitely a great purchase. Honestly, I feel like everything in here is a great purchase. I haven't used anything so far that I would not buy. And since I'm not on anybody's PR list, obviously I bought it. However, there are some things, I don't even want to talk about it, because there's a mascara in my arsenal that came to me in the BoxyCharm box. I won't throw that shit away, but I'm gonna keep it. So I'm gonna keep it because, you know, I want to do some content, and sometimes all the content, sometimes you guys gotta drag some people, okay? And not like I'm about to be talking shit, but like it's more so like, wow, this is what you're giving in 2020, 2021? No. Anyways, so that's basically what's going on with my life. I'm out here and I'm trying to be safe, and for the most part, my life didn't really adjust with the coronavirus because I don't really mess with people like that anyway. None of that, as far as like how I live my life, has changed, other than it did take me like a solid 2 months to remember to get a mask. Like I felt like friggin' Batman or some shit, because I would just leave and I'm like, oh shit, my mask. I'm kind of powering this on. But honestly, it's a really light powder, really light. I like it so much. Hopefully what you're seeing on the camera is what I'm seeing on my face right now. I'm just looking because I got like all new equipment and everything like that. So I don't have spare bedrooms. I'm doing all this stuff in my living room. Like, you know what? There's just no more excuses. Like, there's just no more excuses. If you give me the chance to make an excuse, I'm making it. So I just told myself, like, no more excuses. I don't care what my setup looked like. I could have been sitting here on the floor, dead ass, and I would have just had to do it, because nothing ever gets done if you just sit and wait. Like, sometimes you can't sit and wait. And if 2020 taught us nothing else, is that you cannot sit and wait on life to happen. Like, you have to do it. For me, 2020, I know for a lot of people, 2020 was not a good year. For me, it definitely had its ups and downs. And then even though, you know, people couldn't see family members and stuff like that, it really forced everybody to take a step back and just communicate more. A lot of people would be on their phones all the time. I love texting. Like, I love texting when texting cost money, okay? And I was getting my ass whooped because I went over them text message charges. For other people, and even I noticed in my family, like, it forced people to communicate again with each other. Things that I was born in 89, you know, so things that I grew up communicating at the table and talking at dinner and just talking about your life and talking about anything like that, like, it forced everybody to do that. I just took all of that and was just like, I grew so much as a human being. While I'm talking about that, let me bronze. Wait, let me set the rest of my face. So y'all, I've been going up on e.l.f. I'm not even about to apologize for this anymore. Boom. All right. This is a Prime and Stay Finishing Powder. I don't know why e.l.f. ain't like soliciting this to Black women, dark-skinned men and women, whoever. Like, we have been begging for drugstores to come out with something did enough for people to use. And I was in Walmart And I was looking at elf stuff, you know, whatever. No, was I in Walmart? No, I was online when Andrea Renee got me over there. And I was like, hold up, because elf don't have no good contour. So I'm like, okay, let me use this. It's a like prime and finishing powder or whatever. But like also, I used it as a bronzer one day and I was like, Elf, I tweeted them and was like, Elf, you need to pedal this. Like, pedal to the freaking metal, because this is everything. This is everything. Today, I'm not going to use it as a... Let me show y'all. Now, I would use it with a fluffy... Look at... Y'all, I know y'all see my face getting slightly darker. Like, this has so much pigment. I like using it with a sponge because I like pressing it in, and I really love just seeing the color go off. Like the day that I used it as a bronzer, I used a sponge, just a damp sponge, just to grab it, and then just so it wouldn't just be sitting on top of my face. This thing is everything. It is everything to me. Everything. And for me, I don't know if it's necessarily a dupe, but I will say for me in my arsenal, it rivals Fenty Beauty's Nutmeg, because it's about the same color. It's like slightly darker than Nutmeg, but it gives me that hold and that control without being powdery that Nutmeg gives me as a finishing powder. Like, hands down, if I could get rid of everything and I will keep this. It's mine. All right, so the majority of the face is done. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this e.l.f. Putty Blush. And I got this, it's a cream to powder finish. And I actually got the e.l.f. Putty, brush for this. If I can find it. Oh, that accent is coming back like something crazy. So this is the putty brush. And they have a lot of like putty stuff. I didn't know what that was, but I like it. I just pick it up and throw it on. This was the first company. I had been looking for an orange based blush for the longest. So when I saw this online, obviously I had to have it. And it's gonna go with today's look, because if y'all remember the palette that I showed you in the beginning, is definitely orange tone. This is, I'm just saying, they're doing things. They're making points. Where was I? So yeah, 2020 was like it wasn't all bad. It wasn't all bad. Were there things that happened? Absolutely. But this was just one of those situations where I saw many people, because of what was happening, it drew them closer to themselves and closer to their families. Like one of my sisters started her own business. Like, she's working for herself now. A lot of people realize, like, damn, I don't need this corporate job. A lot of businesses realize, like, dang, I can let them work from home. Dogs was happy that they could get walked every day, all day, and play at the park. And, cats was mad that their owners was at home, but cats are cats. Family game night and getting closer with your spouse, or maybe people who were in relationships that were situationships that lasted too long finally saw like they were forcing something to be that shouldn't be. So it really was just the year of revelations. So I can appreciate it for what it absolutely was, but that's just me. I think the majority of my personality, like, I'm a realist, but I'm a realist towards the optimistic side versus realism and towards the pessimistic side. Like, I can see all the things that change, and I'm looking forward to the way life is from here on out. Like, I'm looking forward to it. Ooh, this video definitely gonna be long. I had a feeling it was gonna be long just because first video, since being back, and all some stuff, and I want to talk. And I decided to just take this time to like show y'all who I am. So there's that. I'm about to do my brows real quick. This is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. This is the shade Deep Brown. It's the way in the middle of doing my left brow, it decided to basically just say F you, because something happened and I don't know what it is. it's in the vicinity of looking like its siblings. So for the eyes, I want to do, okay, let me just pat down any creasing that may have occurred. For my transition color, I'm going to use that mauve shade. So yeah, so that's basically like what 2020 has been doing for me. Like I said, I signed up for classes. They start in February and March. I'm excited about that, and I just feel like regardless, you know, I'm still not as productive enough to cook every day for myself. I don't know what it is. I'd be so lazy. But as far as like just tapping back into my creativity and just doing stuff that makes me happy, I'm looking forward to doing that. I feel like everything that I was supposed to go through to get to this point, I went through in 2020, and I came out better for it. That's really all you can do. For those of us who are still here and we made it through depression, we made it through losing jobs or continuously working because you're essential and people are being ungrateful. Like, you just got to keep it pushing, and you have to make it worth it for those who didn't make it, for those who are still struggling. So if it's getting better for you, or if you're in a position to where you can change anything, big or small, like I feel like, you know, let 2021 and here on out just be that standard. Like, let the standard be, you know, the lessons that we learned and who we've transformed into being. Let that now be the standard as we move forward. I'm going to take this, I don't know who this is. This is a Morphe brush, and I'm going to go in with that brown shade. I believe it's called Thorn. And we're going to go in here. But I'm excited about the content that I have for you all. I actually wrote it down. Like, it really is true that, like, you don't do nothing if you don't write it down. And I would be saying a lot of stuff and having a lot of ideas, and I'll shoot it off in a text to my friend, but then I would forget what it is, or I never really laid out like how I wanted to execute. But now I got a schedule, I got ideas, I know when I want to start things. That way I'm not like inundating you with like all types of crap at once. Like, I want to get my feet wet again, and just to get my consistency on there, and just to kind of get back into the algorithm a little bit, and then just slowly introduce other things, and then just work that into a feasible schedule so that you're not like getting hit back to back, and so that I don't feel like I have to do it like all the time. Not necessarily all the time, but like, you know, doing some things like once a month, or doing something for like a season. I'm going to blend that out some more. Blend some more. Blend some more. There's no such thing as too much blending. I don't know if I want to stay matte or fuck it. We're going to go in with Aya, which is the super pale pink shade. See what that does. I will say I used Aya before, and I don't know if y'all can see it, but like, it's like a nice, like, brightening matte color. Brightens that inner corner area. Yeah, what else been going on for me? I don't know. Y'all tell me what's been going on for you. I've been talking so much. I really want to know like what revelations you all have had throughout this time. You know, what were some difficulties throughout this time? I like what that did there. Like, it's very soft. It's very soft. But yeah, leave some comments in the comment below. And honestly, if you made it this far, because I'm about to be wrapping it up soon. If you made it this far, just leave the red kiss lips in the comments below. Just leave the red kiss lips. I feel like that's gonna be my thing, because can't believe I'm about to say this like all over YouTube, but my childhood nickname is Kisses. I'm not making this up. I have whole family members who I believe don't know my real name. Regine got smooches. I got kisses. just is what it is. Now to finish up this eye, I won't be applying any lashes today because I just did not feel like it, and I'm not going nowhere. But I do want to put on a wing liner. This is a Kohl marker pen, big fat liner. I love this liner because what y'all about to see me do, I remember looking at Jackie Aina and how she was like effortlessly gliding eyeliner on as I'm doing now. And this liner gives you so much control, like ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna use my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. A lot of people hate this mascara. I wanna say it was Christina who put on Twitter like, okay, what's like the one makeup item, or no, the mascara that like is the worst for you or whatever. And a lot of people mentioned this mascara. And they said like it clumps on them and do all this extra stuff, which I've never experienced. I really like it. Now, do I think there are cheaper alternatives? Absolutely. CoverGirl and Rimmel, to me, got some of the best mascara in the game. That shit in the orange tube goes off. I'm going to apply my bronzer because I forgot to do this earlier, and this is the Wet n Wild bronzer in the shade What Shady Beaches. What Shady Beaches. I know like you probably not gonna see it too much, but trust me, when I be wiping this damn makeup off, I be like, damn, what the hell's on my face? Because this is a really warm bronzer. And a lot of bronzers that I have are kind of more like deeper toned whenever I'm trying to like pretend to be darker than I am, because I just love super rich melanated skin. But yeah, I decided, you know, let's stick with my tones today. Lastly, I'm gonna do the lips. So this is a NYX eyeliner that I use as a lip liner, and it's the shade medium brown. So we're gonna go ahead and line the lips. And I find that the best lip liners for me are eyeliners because I can never find any damn lip liners that I like. And I found one lip liner and it looks charcoal fucking gray. And it's supposed to be brown. Disgusting. First and foremost, I'm going to go on the perimeter. So basically everywhere that I just put the lip liner with the Rimmel London Stay Glossy Gloss in Clear, obviously. And even under my mask, I wear gloss mostly to seal in my chapstick. Cause I was like, dang, my lips steady getting ashy, but I kind of seal in my chapstick as if I was like doing my hair, like the LOC method or something, where you put like a gel on and then you put the oil on top. That's what I do. Judge it, mama. But everything about this gloss is in the name. I don't have to do like a bunch of different dips to get it to have some shine. It's not sticky, none of that. And then for the center of my lip, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss in the shade Mocha Twist. Now, you might be thinking you're black, why do you need lip plumping? One, I like the feeling. Two, I love making my lips look bigger. So, whatever. And I put this in the center because it's literally the color of that natural pink that's within the middle of my lip. It's just glossy now. And that's what that looks like. So this is the completed look. If you're liking this foundation, again, stay tuned because I have an entire video prepared for ELF, aka e.l.f. Cosmetics. I'm just waiting for a couple of more items to come in, so just be patient. And if you've noticed, like I didn't put any eyeliner on lately. I'm just that person. If I put on mascara, I don't put on eyeliner, and if I put on eyeliner, then I'll put on falsies. So that's just one of those things that I do. I don't really like putting on eyeliner all the time because honestly, it takes forever to get off. I'm just lazy. I don't like doing it. But anyways, the look that I did today is very wearable. You can wear it to work. You can wear it for like, you know, if you're going to like a social distancing brunch, you know, if you don't want to get cussed out by the owner. just going to, you know, your friend's house, you know, again, gatherings of less than 10, or just taking some pictures, because it's probably what I'm gonna do. It's just very natural. It's just a natural look. It's very simple, it's very sleek, and it just has the right amount of like color and tone. And again, if you were even wondering about the color Aya, this shade right here, I threw in a damp, my brush was still damp when I put it in there, so that's what you see. But this shade right here, a lot of people will shy away from that shade, and when I first saw it, I shied away from it. But the very first look that I did with it was just with that shade and the brown, and the ombre effect that it created was a fire. So if you're looking at the palette and you're just like, oh, I probably won't be able to use that, like, you can use it. Is it nude for us? No. But is it something that you can do if you want like a brighter inner eye to make your eyes look alive without putting on any shimmer? I feel like it did just that. Like, I think it made some points. So that is it for today's video. Again, if you made it all the way to the end, please, please, please leave your girl a red kiss in the comments below. Also, let me know what you've been doing during this pandemic. Again, any revelations that you may have, any ups, any downs. If you want some advice, if you want to give me some advice, you know, I'm still growing every day. Just leave that in the comments below. I love having conversations with people that I subscribe to. So I would love to have conversations with people that subscribe to me. And again, stay tuned for the next video.